Hello, and welcome to Home Economics, Social and Scientific Studies at Lusk Community College. Thank you for clicking on the PowerPoint and wanting to find out more about home economics at Leaving Cert level. To give you an overview of the subject, you can see that the subject is split into various areas within the core, with food studies being the greatest area that we look at. And we also study resource management, consumer studies, social studies, and as our elective, we also look at social studies in more detail. Home economics really does supply us with a range of life skills that can be developed. We study everything from being able to read food labels, to how to be energy efficient, to looking at types of insurance and special dietary needs. Within the food studies area, we look at what it means to have the board via quality assurance. We also study the food pyramid, how to read labels on our foods, and a good understanding of nutrition. Nutrition is something that is studied at junior cert level. However, there is more in-depth detail, and so a good basis at junior cert helps to lead into the detailed analysis that we look at Leaving Cert. Here, it's really important that we look at our key nutrients, protein, fats, and carbohydrates. And there are links here with the sciences, which help some of our students who study both a science and home economics. Within resource management and consumer studies, we look at things such as textiles, how to look after our garments, affordable housing, mortgage applications, and budgeting. Social studies are studied within the core and as an elective, and is usually an area that's very enjoyed by students. This is an area that we look at current things that are happening in the news and changes that happen in our law and government. We study family in detail and talk about different families, what is a normal family, how families might come into conflict. We also look at changes within the marriage law and look at how to write a will. Home economics at Leaving Cert level is split into two double classes and one single class every week. Within practical classes, there are only around 4 to 5 cookery classes in 5th year. Cookery demonstrations form part of the theory classes in 5th and 6th year. The common question we get asked by students looking at this subject is about the practical element of the course. There is a practical element within the coursework section in 5th year more so, but there is a reduced amount in practical classes at Leaving Cert altogether. The journal task, or the food studies journal, is 20% of the course. The final exam makes up the further 80%, which is completed at the end of 6th year. Within 5th year in home economics at Leaving Cert, a series of journal tasks or coursework is completed, and it is finished within 5th year and sent away to the examiners at the beginning of 6th year. This is beneficial to students as other subjects who have coursework requirements sometimes only start within the 6th year, and so this frees up some more time on some of our students. Each of the assignments is a research project on a food item, a special diet, a method of cooking, or sensory analysis testing. Within the final examination, worth 80%, there are 2 guaranteed areas of focus. That is a question on food studies, and it is also an elective question. I can tell you much and many things about home economics at Leaving Cert as a teacher of the subject. However, the best way to be informed about the subject is to hear from our students and their feedback. Our current 6th year students have been asked to let us know what they think of the course, and here are some of their comments. Home economics informs you about a lot of information that isn't only useful in the classroom. A lot of the content you learn and will give you more knowledge on how to cook, look after yourself, nutrition, personal wellness, and wellness of others. In all honesty, home economics is one of my favourite subjects. I picked home economics after doing it in TY. I never did it at junior cert because I thought girls mainly did it, but there's a good mix in the class. In TY, I really liked the topics, especially the nutrition part. I thought it would help me learn more when I finished school compared to other subjects that were on offer. I find it interesting to learn about cooking and foods, and I want to study sports science after school. Nutrition is on the list of modules, so hopefully having done home economics, I will have an advantage. The project is done in 5th year. It helps you pick up extra marks for the Leaving Cert and less stress in 6th year. Loads of people said the project was hard to me when I was thinking about picking home economics. Having done the project, I actually thought it was grand. The teachers break it down and help you gain as many marks as you can. I learned loads from doing it too. It's so broad that no class is really boring. One day we are learning about how to read food labels, the next day we could be learning about how to apply for mortgages. A lot of theory, but all Leaving Cert subjects are harder. Better to pick one you actually enjoy learning. We also asked our 5th year students to give some feedback. So our 5th years currently studying the subject said, we learn useful information about food planning and food safety, which we can use after we leave school. I picked home economics for Leaving Cert because it's been my favourite one since 1st year. I think it is a great subject to pick if you're picking biology, as it links in a lot with food groups. So you're learning the topic twice, which makes it easier to revise. It is not a 100% exam. There is 20% for journal tasks, which takes the pressure off the final exam, and we get them done in 5th year. In other subjects, the project isn't done until 6th year. It links in with my other subjects, business, ag science and construction. I was surprised how many links there were. Help with remembering the information for all of them. Home economics is a good option for Leaving Cert subject because it's not a 100% exam. You can achieve up to 20% of the exam in 5th and 6th year by completing your journal tasks. So that gives you an overview of some of our students and their thoughts on home economics. Here you will see a breakdown of the national grades for the subject areas and the grades that our students are achieving at Lusk Community College. There are a small percentage that are achieving the H1, however, many students strive and are pushed to achieve to the best ability that they can, with all teachers' support along the way. Potential careers within home economics and how this subject can be used further past school. Areas such as nutrition, dietetics, health and wellness, nurse, doctor, sports science, PE, education, hospitality, tourism, textiles, catering, culinary arts, human rights, law and social care. Lots of different areas and industries because of the vast range of topics that we cover in home economics. Here's a few faces you may be familiar with that have a few comments about home economics. I think it's fantastic. I think it's the greatest life skill and I think it should be mandatory for all kids. Evan Maguire, who's a TV chef. James Kavanagh, who's an influencer, said, something I think should be compulsory in schools. Food science and home economics. Every kid should do it. And Darina Allen, who's a chef and entrepreneur, the study of food and cooking needs to be made a compulsory subject in schools. There are youngsters now who can't make toast. So that's to give you an overview of other people's views on home economics. A few other reasons that you might pick the subject. It's a good idea if you're also picking subjects that link in with it, such as biology, PE, chemistry, ag science. It may be something that you're interested in with finance, budgeting, money. Perhaps you're interested in agriculture. You can learn life skills. And the subject suits a practical student who enjoys making things and doing things and knowing how they work. If you have any further questions about home economics, there are 3 teachers in total at Lusk Community College teaching home economics: Miss Lanigan, Miss Coyle and Miss Martin. We would also encourage you to speak to any students within 5th or 6th year and to please get in touch should you have any further questions. If you would like to know more, there's also an email address to our subject coordinator, Tracy Martin, tmartin@luskcc.ie. And please do follow us on Twitter to find out what's going on in our classrooms and the different talents from our students. Thank you for listening and taking the time to find out more about home economics, Leaving Cert.